Hello students. So we are going to start with the next part of the chapter 1 of class 8, that is matter part number 2. So starting with the part number 2, the first topic that comes over here is the conversion of state of matter, that is from solid to liquid, liquid to gas, or gas to liquid, or liquid to solid. So the first one that comes over here is melting. So what is melting? Melting is change of state of matter from solid to liquid. So if we are converting solid to liquid, we can say that it is the melting process. So this is solid over here and this is liquid over here. We would just consider some points of solid, that intermolecular space is negligible. We have considered this in part 1. And the next point is intermolecular force of attraction is very strong in solids. The third point is molecules vibrate about a fixed position because there is not any kind of space available here. And in that case of liquid, the first point is space is present. Here is some sort of space is present. The second point is it is not so strong. And the third point is molecules start moving from one position to another because there is some sort of space between them. That is why molecules will start moving from one place to another. So what will happen if I just change solid to liquid? We will just give some heat to the solid, or we will just give some rise in the temperature. Then the molecules will start vibrating and they will just gain some kinetic energy, and with that kinetic energy some sort of molecule space will be generated and the force of attraction will be low. That is why it will convert itself into liquid. So this is what all about melting. So the next process of conversion is evaporation. So what is evaporation? Change of state of matter from liquid to gas is known as evaporation. So I am just heating some sort of liquid, and if after giving the heat to liquid, it is changed to gas. So this is known as evaporation. So it is liquid over here and it is gas over here. We will just consider some points of liquid first. The first point is molecules are loosely packed. We know it very well that molecules of liquid are loosely packed. The second point is intermolecular space is more than solid. So the intermolecular space is more than solid. We know it very well. The next point is intermolecular force of attraction is not so strong. The question arises that why the intermolecular force of attraction is not so strong. It is just because of the intermolecular space between the molecules. The next point is molecules move from one position to another. So because there is a intermolecular space, so molecules are free to move from one place to another. So now we will study the some points of gases. So the first point is the molecules are very loosely packed. So you can see here that the molecules are loosely packed. The second point is that the space between the molecules is maximum. So intermolecular space is very high. The next point is it is weakest. So the intermolecular force of attraction is weakest. But why? Because the intermolecular space is very high. That is why we can say that the intermolecular force of attraction is low. The next point is molecules move randomly in all directions. But why? Because there is a huge gap between them, so they can just move randomly in all directions. They have some sort of a space between them, so they can just move from one place to another in all directions. So this is all about evaporation. The next process is condensation. So what is condensation? The change of state of matter from gas to liquid is known as condensation. So if I have a gas over here, so if I am just cooling it or just dropping or decreasing the temperature, so what will happen? It will change itself into liquid, and this process is known as condensation. So we will just study the properties of gas here. So first property is molecules are very loosely packed. We know it very well that the molecules of gas are very loosely packed. The second point is intermolecular space is maximum. You can see here that the intermolecular space is maximum between the molecules. The third point is intermolecular force is the weakest. So if the intermolecular space is maximum, that is why intermolecular force of attraction will be weakest. The fourth point is molecules move randomly in all directions. So they have huge space between them, so they can just move here and there in all directions randomly. The next state is liquid. We will just consider some points of this too. The first point is molecules are loosely packed. You can see that molecules are loosely packed in case of liquids. The second point is intermolecular space is less than gas. So here the intermolecular space is very high, but in case of liquid you can see that the intermolecular space is very low. The next point is intermolecular force of attraction is more than gas. So if the intermolecular space is low, so we can see that intermolecular force of attraction is more than gas. But why? Because here the intermolecular space is high and here the intermolecular space is low than that of gas. That is why intermolecular force of attraction in case of liquid is high than gases. The fourth point is molecules start moving from one position to another. Here is some sort of space, so they can just move from one position to another, but not in all directions. So this is what all about condensation, that the change of state from gas to liquid is known as condensation. Now we will move ahead with the next topic, that is freezing. So what is freezing? Freezing is change of state of matter from liquid to solid. So if I have a liquid over here and I am just cooling it or just dropping the temperature, just decreasing down the temperature, so what will happen? It will just convert itself into solid. Let's just consider some points of liquid. You have just studied it before. The first point is molecules are loosely packed in liquid. The second point is intermolecular space is more than solid. The third point is intermolecular force of attraction is less than solid. And the fourth point is molecules move from one position to another. But in case of solid, what happens? The first point is molecules are tightly packed. There is no space available between them. The second point is intermolecular space is negligible, and the third point is intermolecular force of attraction is the strongest because there is no space available between them. That is why the intermolecular force of attraction is very strong. The last point is molecules vibrate about their mean position. But why? Because they have not any kind of space between them, so they can't move from here and there, so they just vibrate on their mean position. So this is all about freezing. The next topic on your screen is law of conservation of mass. So what does this law states? It states that mass can neither be created nor be destroyed during a chemical reaction or a chemical process. Let's just study about this. The first point is that it states that matter is neither created nor destroyed during a chemical reaction. The second point, that it was put forward by Antoine Lavoisier. So Antoine Lavoisier was the scientist who put forward this law. The third point is, according to this law, there is no change in mass during chemical reaction. I have told about this law that it states that there is no change in the mass during a chemical reaction. The fourth point is, the mass of the reactants equal to the mass of the products in a chemical reaction. So if a chemical reaction is happening, we have some sorts of reactants, and after the chemical reaction, we just find out some products. So it states that the mass of reactants is equal to the mass of products during the chemical reaction. The last point is, during a chemical reaction, a change in the composition of substance occurs but mass remains same. So it can happen that the change in the composition can occur but mass will be same. Let's just move forward. So here is the example. Magnesium plus oxygen gives magnesium oxide. Let's just discuss this example on the screen. Here you have to find mass of reactants and then the mass of product. So if these two are equals, then we can say that law of conservation of mass is applicable. Let's just discuss about this. So we have Mg plus oxygen stands to O2. So it will give twice MgO, that is magnesium oxide. So we have to balance it. So it will be 2. Now we have to just calculate the mass of reactants. So 2 into 24 is the mass of magnesium plus 16 is the mass of oxygen, and we have 2 atoms of oxygen in this molecule. So we will multiply 2. It gives 2 into mass of magnesium is 24 plus that of oxygen is 16. Now we will solve it. 2 into 24 is 48 plus 16 to 32. It will give 24 plus 16. It becomes 40. So 2 into 40. It is 80 and it is also 80. So you can see that mass of reactant is 80 unit and that of products is 80 unit. So the law of conservation of mass is applicable here. Now on the screen, the next example is nitrogen plus hydrogen gives ammonia. So we will discuss this point as well. Nitrogen stands for N2, hydrogen stands for H2, and it will give ammonia, that is NH3. Now we will just balance it. So it becomes 3H2 and it becomes twice NH3. So 2 atoms of nitrogen over here and 6 atoms of hydrogen over here. Okay, so now we will calculate the mass of the reactants and that of the products, and if they are equal, so we can say that law of conservation of mass is applicable. So just look at the screen that we have nitrogen plus hydrogen and it is giving us ammonia, NH3. So we will just balance it. Now it is the balanced form. So the mass of nitrogen is 14 into 2 plus 3 into the hydrogen's mass is 1 into 2. It will twice of N, that is 14, plus 1 into 3 atoms of hydrogen. So now it becomes 14, 2 are 28, plus 3 2 are 6. On the right hand side, it is 2 into 14 plus 3, it is 17. So it becomes 28 and 6, 34. 2 into 17, 34. So you can see that the mass of reactant is 34 unit as well as the mass of product is 34 unit. So law of conservation of mass is applicable here. Now we are going to just summarize the whole chapter in 2 or 3 tables. The first table is given over here. Nature of molecules of a substance when they gain kinetic energy. If the molecules are gaining kinetic energy, then what will be the nature of the substance? So the parameter is given over here. The first parameter is change of state, intermolecular space, intermolecular force and movement of molecules. So in case of melting, the process of melting, what happens? That solid changes into liquid. The intermolecular space of solid is very close and that of liquid is only close. The intermolecular force in case of solid is strong and in that case of liquid is not so strong. The movement of molecules in case of solid is vibrating about a fixed position. The molecules just vibrate at a fixed position in case of solid, and in that case of liquid, it start moving from one position to another. Now we will study about evaporation in one go. So evaporation is the process of conversion of liquid into gas. So the intermolecular space of liquid is very close and that in the case of gases, it is far apart. The intermolecular force of attraction in case of liquid is not so strong and that in case of gas is very weak. The next is movement of molecules in case of liquid is moving from one position to another, but in case of gases, the molecules moving randomly in all directions. So the next table is given over here. We will study the nature of molecules of substance when they lose kinetic energy. So the parameters are change of state, intermolecular space, intermolecular force, movement of molecules. So we will study condensation. So condensation is the process when gas is changed into liquid. So intermolecular space in case of gas is far apart and the molecules are close in case of liquid. Intermolecular force is very weak in case of gases and in case of liquid it is not so strong. The movement of molecules in case of gas is that molecules move randomly in all directions. But in case of liquid, the molecules start moving from one position to another. Now we will study about freezing. So freezing is the process of changing of liquid into solid. So in case of liquid, the molecules are close to each other, but in case of solid, the molecules are very close to each other. And in case of liquid, the intermolecular force of attraction is not so strong, but in the case of solid, it is very strong. Now, the movement of molecules in case of liquid is that moving from one position to another, but in case of solid, the molecules just vibrate at their mean position. So this is all about the two tables in which we have studied the behavior of molecules when they gain and lose kinetic energy. Now in the next slide, we have a mind map or a concept map for you. Now a concept map is given on the screen. So we will just study that. It is kinetic molecular theory of matter. It involves molecules that have kinetic energy and molecules have intermolecular force of attraction between them and molecules have intermolecular space between them. So firstly, we will talk about the kinetic energy. So in case of solid, it is strongest. In case of liquid, it is not so strong. And in that case of gases, it is the weakest. Now we will talk about the intermolecular force of attraction between them. So in case we have two forces here, the first one is cohesive force, the second one is adhesive force. So cohesive forces acts between the molecules of same kind, but adhesive force acts between the molecules of different kinds. Now we will talk about the intermolecular space between them. So in case of solid, it is very less, and in that case of liquid, it is more than solid and less than in gases. But in the case of gases, it is the largest. So we have a summary over here. So till now we have discussed all the topics of this chapter. So this is all about the session. So we will cover the next chapter in the next session. Till then, take care. Bye bye. Thank you.